Hi, and welcome to the show. Again, we thank God you can view the show, whether it's in your living room, your bedroom, your kitchen, or any other area in your home. We are excited to bring you DAP Ministries Presents. I'm your host, the Reverend Willie Williams Jr., excited about the information you're going to receive today, saying to you, who those I haven't seen or who haven't watched the show this year, Happy New Year's, and may God continually bless you. Again, saying to our locals as well as our visitors, go down to the Lower Ninth Ward, see the devastation, but realize the restoration. Yes, there's still blighted property, there are overgrown lots, but there's still people that are interested in seeing that area come back 100%. As I said last year, there progress in that area on the corner of Falstaff and Claiborne. CVS drugstore is there, and on the corner of Claiborne and Catherine, the center for can't think of the name of it right now, but it's there. The Pete Sanchez multi-purpose building is there, and so there's progress. There are other buildings coming up. I'll talk to the pastors, and some of the pastors are in the process. Their churches are up and running, but there are some they're in the process of rebuilding their church structures. They're still having services, whether they're in their homes or other locations. They're still interested in moving forward. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the things that we do for the new year. And most people do New Year's resolutions, and I think they may get frustrated maybe 2 or 3 weeks into the new year. Some of them stop contemplating those resolutions that they said that they were going to do, from the most obvious, saying they want to lose weight, they want to be more active at home or in the community, and sometimes that wanes to the side and they just give up and stop doing a whole lot of things that they can do. I think when we look at it in a more objective way, we can be more consistent. And whatever, excuse me a minute, whatever we did last year, if we were successful with it, continue it on. In other words, it may take time to accomplish some of the tasks that we said that we wanted to do. If we thought it was a 1-year plan, it may be extended to maybe a 3, 5, or even a 10-year plan. So you're doing stages, you're doing progress in accomplishing some of the things that you want to accomplish. But the good thing about it is, I think if you have that vision, you have the stamina, and then I think what is also necessary is you need the cooperation of peers and friends and family to help you accomplish the task. I think they were saying about, I think the worst thing you can do is tell somebody that you, this year for your New Year's resolution, that you're in the process, or you want to be in the process of losing weight. And so they believe the worst thing you can do is tell a family member, because the family member will probably hinder that accomplishment by always offering something, whether it's by food or by other activities that will hinder your success. So, and you know, some resolutions you can make, and you don't have to tell everybody, because sometimes when you tell too many people, you may have a negative feel or a negative focus or position about it. This is a true saying that in most cases, when you hang around people that are negative, in most cases, it can affect your way of thinking, and you become negative as well. And I know you heard the cliche, birds of a feather flock together. And in most cases, if you're hanging around people who don't see it's viable that you can accomplish your task, then in most cases, then you'll just, and I can tell you from personal experience, when people say that you can achieve something and they believe you can achieve something, in most cases they will strive to go along with you in achieving those goals. But when you decide to tell people you can achieve something, and they decide, no, you can't do that. In many occasions, I've heard friends and family say, oh, no, you can't do that. That just won't work. You won't be successful with it. It just won't work. And so in most cases, it's not good to surround yourself. Now you have to be realistic in some of the goals that you set. Some of the goals, can I give you an example? You want to be a millionaire, that's a possibility you can. But I can tell you will never be a millionaire by sitting on your couch every day, just sitting on your couch. It takes not only an interest, it takes a commitment, and then it takes training. To whatever goal, whatever achievement you want to accomplish, it takes you to put yourself involved in it. Our Sunday school lesson on last Sunday dealt with committed people. You have to be committed to do it. The late Dr. Arthur Piper said that which you commit to, that which you will do. If you're committing yourself to be successful, you will be successful. In other words, you'll learn some of the things that successful people have done to become successful. But if you don't, then you will stay right where you're at, and you won't go forward. And I think some people get to the point that they start blaming other people for their lack of success, and in most cases they get angry. It's more of psychological as well as a physical thing. I know some people, and it's amazing if you ever dealt with or met some people that we physically impaired in a way that they say that they don't look at that as a handicap. They look at that as a means to accomplishing what God has already put in them to accomplish the task that they can do. I mean, from physical exercise or even to the point where they can still cope with situations. Sometimes they're great inspirations to people who allow very small, minute problems in their life to stop them and become depressed, despondent, and even get to the point that they want to surrender. I guess I can say to everybody that's here this year, the Lord has been blessing. A lot of family and friends did not make it into 2018, some famous and some not so famous, family, friends, co-workers did not make it into 2018. And then there were those who made it into 2018 and then their life expired. But I think what's important is the significance of the life that they lived while they were living on the earth. I guess the best way to say it is the quality of life is always in the individual and in him receiving the wisdom of God and doing the will of God to continue on, not only being a spokesman or representative of God, but being a light of God, allowing the light of Christ to shine up in the life of that person's life. And so this year, instead of if you want to make those resolutions, it's good, but I think the best thing to do is just strive to do better than you did last year. If you did good last year, continue on in that progress, step by step, devoting your life to improving your life. Education is one way. Yes, exercising can help you, even to the extent of eating healthier food to prolong your life. That'd be, and I can tell you that the importance of prolonging your life is that you would have the quality of life that people would probably want to ask the question. There are people now living over 100 years of age, and they're living a quality of life where they still, I don't know if any of them are still driving, but they're still getting around. Some may be on walkers, but some may be walking with canes or something of that sort, but they're still being mobile. They're still being visible in society, that people can see that God is using them as an expression of His love, that they can continue on and spread not only the good news that God is good, but that people make a difference. One person can make a difference in your life, and contemplating decisions, the further your education. Young men and young women, sometimes they get despondent, and they get involved with some of the societary woes, and believe that they are so downtrodden and beat up that they cannot accomplish. I can tell you about especially in my age group, I knew a family and friend that had setbacks, but they didn't allow those setbacks to stop them to accomplishing what God had intended for them to do. And from things that probably you can't even imagine. The greatest thing that we always think about is sickness. Some people have come from sickness even into debt, and the Lord has delivered them and made them an example of His grace and His mercy, that they can really thank God that God had brought them back literally from the dead, and put them in a place now they can be an example of the great works and the great miracles that God can do in any individual that is willing and yielding to God's word and to God's will. Again, it's just a simple walk, just like you're walking in your neighborhood. It's a simple walk, walking to the grocery store. We often talk about our communities, our neighborhoods, our country is changing. Change is inevitable. If we keep living, we're going to change. Was at a funeral recently, and some of the pastors and members of that particular church, we witnessed the change in our life, that we were the young preachers, and now we are the older preachers, and it was refreshing to see, because we felt that God has been good to us, that we can pass on something to some of the younger people, that they can be an example of keep on living as long as the Lord will allow you to live. And so it was an experience of a homegoing, but it was a experience of seeing that God is still a protector, provider, and He is still a deliverer for all those that will call upon His name. Make your resolutions, but make sure you put in the resolution a determination to commit to it. Whether it's deciding as much as possible to get as much exercise that you can get in this year. If you can start off slow, it's always best to start off slow. In some of the simplest things, walking maybe 2 or 3 blocks in your neighborhood, even on your treadmill, making a decision that you're going to do this on a regular basis. My suggestion is start off with maybe 3 times a week and see if it builds up a little bit better to build up your stamina. But start off slow. Don't try to do 10 miles in your first attempt and getting back and walking and losing weight and getting in shape. Do it gradually. Gradually, you'll find out that your body will start not only toning up, but tuning